It was recording already.
I need to
All right.
begin.
All right. There we go. Cool. We're ready. Oh, shit. Hello, and welcome back to Life in Chaos. I am Jennifer, and with me I have
Kelly.
and
E.
ooh. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. It's been a crazy week.
Yeah?
A little sinusy today, so
Are you?
I'm a little froggy.
You got a frog in your throat?
I got a frog in my throat.
Get it out. Get it out. Don't hold it hostage. Let Kermit go. Elizabeth, what's your joke?
Okay, so a ghost, a mummy, and a zombie all buy a house. All the rooms of a normal house,
Uh-huh.
except for one. Which one do they not have?
Say that one more time.
A ghost, a
Okay.
zombie, and a mummy all buy a house together.
Okay.
It has all the typical rooms of most houses,
Uh-huh.
except for one. Which room does it not have?
A cave. What?
A living room.
Okay. Uh-huh. All right. So we are going to talk about the living. It was in the honor of Halloween. Happy belated Halloween, everyone. A lot of people asked me, "Oh, were you taking your kids trick or treating?" We don't beg for candy, and I don't pay for cavities, so no. But anyways, I'd rather.
It's all good. I mean, honestly, it was a very weird trick-or-treating
Hey,
experience.
whatever that was just went.
It wasn't anything, I promise. Wasn't nothing. It was weird, and if you have a ring, I don't know if you guys saw this, but a lot of people were complaining that adults were taking all the candy.
Adults?
Adults, like they had them on camera snatching the bowls. So, and I woke up this morning and I was like, I asked my husband, I said, "Did you see the camera last night?" And he was like, "No." And I said, "Yeah, a grown adult male with a candy bag. It's going door to door." And I was like, "Okay." So we put a sign on the door that says, "No candy, sorry." My husband drew a pumpkin. And he goes, "No candy." I don't believe that, but sure, okay. And like keeps walking. And I'm like, okay. Now, granted, do not get me wrong. I do know that there are some delayed adults who have the mindset of a 10-year-old
Right, right.
and would still go out and trick or treat because they, whatever. I get that. But I knew this guy.
You never know whose house you might be talking smack in front.
Yeah, exactly. And because I I anyways, I'm not getting into that. I just knew of the person. I'll just say that. And so I found it to be interesting that, but whatever. But it's been a weird October.
Yeah,
It's been a weird 10 months. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
yes.
It's been a very weird 10 months.
We typically go to our son's best friend's neighborhood to trick-or-treat
Mhm.
because he goes with his friend,
Yeah.
and they're typical teenagers at
Yeah.
that point, so they're more joking around and
Mhm.
dressing up funny
Yeah.
thing than being
They'd be have more fun at like Comic-Con or something because, they get to really express like their creativity through costume, right? And unfortunately, sometimes Comic-Con doesn't come this far out, but I think that'd be something that he'd probably be interested in.
maybe.
He's getting more into, I guess the big thing right now is like anime stuff,
Uh-huh.
and so he probably would enjoy it because I think
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
But to your point about it being a
a,
crazy
a
10,
crazy 10 months.
it was really interesting to see kind of the impacts of everything that's going on right now
Mhm.
because there were a lot of people who weren't handing out candy, didn't have
Yeah.
candy to hand out.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people who ran out of candy
Early. Mhm.
Um,
Literally 6:30, people were running out of candy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it was surprising because there weren't that many kids
Mhm.
trick or treating.
Mhm.
And like Elizabeth and our son's friends' family all went out
Yeah.
trick-or-treating, and I stayed on the front porch handing out candy.
Mhm.
Um, like, the first kids that came up were like, "How many can we take?" And I was like, "I have no idea how many kids are coming, so keep it to 2 right now.
Yeah.
If there's something you really want, come back,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we may have extra, but
Mhm.
right now."
Are you giving out full size candy
Mm-mm.
bars?
No.
Like you always know who makes the most money
Yes.
in the neighborhood when you go and you get a full size
You get
bar,
yes,
whatever. And
yes, or the king size
yeah,
Reese's, yeah, that's the rich house.
Uh, he was saying a lot of people didn't wanna answer the door, they just left
Yeah,
the bag
yeah,
or the
the
bucket
bucket
or
outside,
whatever
yeah.
outside. It was really interesting, I think.
Over the years, a lot of it has changed, like, from when we were kids growing up, going around trick-or-treating, like, everybody was out. I remember, we lived in this neighborhood where my mother, she threw a Halloween block party, and so, like, all the kids came out, everyone was dressed up.
It used to be like that in our neighborhood
Yeah.
when our kid was younger.
Mhm.
We had a house on the street that did a full-fledged haunted house, like, the
Mm.
walk-through,
Mhm.
animatronics, the works.
Oh, wow.
Um, we literally would get 400 kids trick-or-treating
See, that
for
that
Halloween.
that for me is, like, nostalgic, right? Where now it's you may get 1, 2,
And
maybe a burst of, like, 5 at one time, and then that's it.
yeah, and when they stopped doing the haunted house, it just dropped off
It dropped off,
dramatically.
yeah. That's when everybody's like, "Okay, I'm out."
But it it seemed as if people couldn't afford Halloween this year,
Mhm. And
and
that's rightfully
people
so.
were scared beyond
Mhm.
being able to afford stuff that they didn't want to answer the door because they didn't know who was on the other side.
That is very true, and that takes us into today's topic, and that is when the system shuts down. Today, we are tackling a topic that's hitting close to home for many families right now: the government shutdown, furloughed workers, and the ripple effect it could have on all programs, people's situations. I did say people's. I just realized that. Programs, situations, all of it. If you or someone you love is affected, this is for you. We're going to discuss how to prepare, what resources are available, and how we can support one another during these uncertain times.
I would say that a lot of the resources that we've been able to pull together
Mhm.
are relatively local
Our
to
area. Yeah. I
our
kinda
area,
stole her words, sorry.
but there are similar resources pretty much everywhere. You don't
Yes. Yeah, there is
These
national.
are national programs that we
Mhm.
have, but there are similar resources everywhere locally too.
Exactly, and with that being said, you can reach out to, um like, you can search what we're saying, but in your area. Um, Maybe change the name of one location from a certain county to the county in which you live. Understanding the impact, and a lot of people actually do not know what a government shutdown really means. Some of them they don't know. And it is where many workers, federal workers, are furloughed, meaning that they cannot either go to work or they go to work and do not receive a paycheck
yeah,
Yeah,
until
it reopens.
it reopens. Essential services continue, so police officers still work, fire department still works. Those are life and safety. So those
But are those really controlled by the government? Or are
they're
they
not
controlled
controlled
by
by the government, they're controlled by the counties and the states, but just so people understand the difference between the
oh,
2, that
a really good example is the air traffic controllers.
so TSA and FAA and all of those workers are super essential, especially FAA, and FAA right now is not getting paid.
Right. And so
well, they've pretty much been gutted anyway.
Yeah, well, i.e. example, the horrific accident that happened back in January at our local, DCA airport. Um, mm, yeah, like that enough. these guys are already stretched so thin.
Mhm.
And then to now have this, again, ripple effect of somebody's power hungry
Mhm.
and not wanting to put the right people in place. I'm going off subject. So, but yeah,
Cruelty of the administration right now is just obscene.
yeah.
Well, and now they can, like, they're doing something with, the social media platforms where they can, like, there's a program or something that scans them to see
Oh,
if you've
yeah. There's a software program that scans through all social media platforms of certain.
It's an AI program.
Thank you, AI. Certain phrases, words, conversations, terminologies, everything, and it will scan through. And this is where it's interesting because we pull the wrong people out of the spotlight when we shouldn't. We should be highlighting them. And, instead of degrading people, let's highlight what they're saying. And I say that because recently, he is not my president. I'm sorry. Um, the Cheeto in chief actually had like discriminated against AOC and Jasmine Crockett
Mhm.
and called them idiots, basically. Um,
He challenged them to an IQ test.
which was very interesting to me because you couldn't tell the difference between a giraffe and a camel. Okay. So, man in the mirror, let's, call the kettle what it is.
Beyond the fact that that's not an IQ test.
It's not an IQ test. That's shit you learn when you're 4 or 2. Like that's basic.
That's a mental evaluation.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That's not, and if you think that's IQ, dude, you got something else happening.
And the fact that he got a high score on it is not a good thing.
It's one you wanna lose, go.
So apparently, I believe his procreation is gay and dating a Latino boy.
Or would that be the youngest one?
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that too.
God, I hope it's true.
I do too.
Well,
I hope he brings him for Christmas dinner. Siesta.
on the one hand,
Uh-huh.
I think that we did a show on Community,
Yes, we did.
and I feel pretty strongly that if this kid, I don't care who he is,
Mhm.
isn't ready to be public,
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
maintaining this position himself,
Mhm.
if we don't really have the ability to
That camera went out. It's okay.
sorry,
It's okay.
that we don't really have the ability or shouldn't speculate on it
Right.
because that we wouldn't like it if anyone did it to us.
That's true. That's true. But I'm just saying, I'm not.
But by the same token,
Mhm.
here's the balance in me. And I'm trying to hold my hands.
I know, it's, like, super sensitive today.
It's kind of karmic that
I'm looking at Elizabeth. She's like, "And?"
I do that at home too.
that's me. Oh my God. It's kind of karmic in terms of its perfection,
Yeah. Yeah.
if it were the case.
If it is absolutely true. The emotional toll, uncertainty, stress, and anxiety for families barely living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, I know, like, I've seen multiple news stories that have been validated that air traffic controllers are literally
Yeah.
door dashing
Yeah.
and Ubering
Yep.
to bring money in.
Mhm.
And depending on how long this goes, they're gonna leave and we're not gonna have any.
Exactly. Exactly. There's one gentleman I saw on the news that, he's a single parent and he has to provide for his child who is in, a school that he has to pay tuition for, not college, but I think it's a private high school. And he's out here now door dashing, doing Uber Eats, just to get by and pay off her tuition. It's not necessarily anything to do with him. He's worried about her and getting the education that she needs. And, second to that is people who are on the government assistance of SNAP and WIC, um, they're being super affected right now. Um, and
Because the administration is holding it hostage.
they're holding it hostage and they're making it a racial thing. So, which is interesting to me because I read this article on social media. Of course, if it's on the internet, it's real. And it was a lady who voted for this person and is now feeling the effects of her vote.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And she has 2 children, and one of them is 2 years old and being tested for autism and is a super, super picky eater and is still on formula. Okay? Yeah, don't ask. And so apparently her husband called his mother and said, "Hey, we need groceries. Like our kid needs formula, we need food on the table, we don't have our benefits, da 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 da." And there's 3 sides to every story. But what was reported back was the mother said, "This is what you voted for." And so, on one hand, I'm kinda like, "Damn." But on the other hand, I'm like, "Damn, the kids." Like, that's where my heart immediately goes
Well, and
is
that's the thing. The
yeah.
the the resources that are comprised of that are
Mhm.
targeted to make sure children don't go hungry.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, and that babies get the nutrition that they
Mhm.
need, and that mothers are able to continue to nourish their bodies in order to feed their babies.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're literally just saying, "We don't care."
Yeah, they don't. The bottom line is always gonna be their dollar in their pocket.
Well, and at this point, it's like, okay, what do you want more? Do you wanna eat,
Mhm.
or do you wanna be able to have medical care?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, that's the other thing, it's like, everything is at risk right now. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hold on to my prescriptions that are needed to help me move daily, right? The ones that are on, heart medications and, Crohn medication, all the life-altering medications out there that are hella expensive
Oh my
without
god.
insurance, and now you wanna take that away from us? You literally want us to die. You want us to die.
Well, the funny thing is they think they're doing it to
A certain class of people.
yes, but
Yes.
really, they're only doing it to their own people
They're
more than
doing it to
anything.
themselves. Yep, yep.
Because if you look at the states that use most of these programs,
Mm.
it's
They're the
red
states that
state.
voted for him 100% hands down. So my husband and I had a conversation the other day, and I told him, I said, "Last time I checked, money was just green." Right? Money was green. The only names on money was Washington, Jackson, da 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 da. Okay. Never did I ever see a dollar go to me that was black with my name on it. Never did I see a dollar go to you that was white with your name on it of a higher amount. I said, so at the end of the day, it doesn't matter which class it is. It's about the fact that people need these benefits to get through their
Mhm.
daily life. I don't give a shit if you're fucking purple. You gotta get through it. Like, you have to eat, you have to live, you have to be able to keep a roof over your head, and that's the other thing is that interest rates may be going down, but they're going down by a minuscule of a point, and no one can now afford to buy a house because nobody can afford to work. That was the other thing. I saw somebody say that they could not afford to go to work.
Well, by the time you factor in, okay, transportation costs, whatever it may be,
Mhm.
there is some if you have to leave your home to do it,
Yeah.
there is some cost associated with it.
Yes.
And then if you have kids, you gotta worry about daycare.
Yes.
There comes a point where the, break even is,
Is it
am I
just
making more to work just to
mhm,
hand out
all my
more
money
to
to everyone
that
else? Yeah.
or
My debt to income ratio.
yeah.
How's that looking for me? Can I afford to send my kids to aftercare for, 2 hours just so I can get these last 2 hours of work done so I can get a paycheck by the end of the week? Luckily, I will say that my husband is not affected by this, which thank God. He was affected the first time it happened, but this time around, for some reason, I'm knocking on every piece of wood possible. He's not affected. Um, That was probably me. Uh, but, e even if he was, I think that, we would, be a little bit better off now than when he
Mhm.
was first because our situation has changed so much. Not everybody has that. Not everybody has the means to save and not live paycheck to paycheck. Living paycheck to paycheck sucks.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It is hard as hell.
We did that for a long time, playing the, "Okay, do I mail the check today
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Yeah. Like it's a rough doing.
fixing the camera real quick?"
Sorry guys. It's okay. We just won't have video. Um, sorry. So living paycheck to paycheck, living diaper to diaper.
Mhm.
Oh, I mean, it's everything costs so much more now. We were just talking about this last night. Or yesterday.
I don't remember 10 minutes ago.
One of the things that Elizabeth brought up in a conversation we were having was these people who have really good paying jobs and have been doing whatever, don't they have savings?
Yeah, and I didn't mean it to sound as bad as it did,
Yeah.
but I'm like, hearing the number of people that are that even at, like, missing 1 paycheck
Mhm.
started going to food banks.
Mhm.
They've surrendered their pets,
Mhm.
and I'm like, yes, it would suck, and it would be really, really tight, and there may be some hard choices in there, but, like, how are so many people not prepared?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of it, okay, like, almost like thinking of, like, Congress people or, you know, things like that are bringing in, and I'm like, "Okay, are we talking, like."
People working for Congress people.
Mm. Not actual Congress
The
people.
people who are actually still being paid.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is how about they stop collecting a paycheck?
Yeah.
Let them stop collecting. Let their paychecks go to the families that actually need it,
Mhm.
right?
Well, and especially because like, the House of Representatives,
Yeah.
they're just, like, having a vacation.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But I do agree with you. So, yes. Now, is it hard for some people to have a savings? Yes.
Yeah.
Some people have depleted their savings because of XYZ. But those that do have their savings, how far is that going to go for them?
Right.
When their mortgage is $5,000 a month because they chose to live in this lavish house that knowing good and damn well you truly can't afford to keep. So why don't you downsize, move your ass into a townhouse or, a smaller home
Yeah.
and take it from there?
Because I guess in my mind, my thought was you work for the government,
Yeah.
furloughs or shutdowns
Are bound to
are
happen.
yeah, they're extremely possible.
Yeah.
They're possible, but honestly, if you look back through history
Mhm.
twice.
Mhm.
But it looks like it feels like it's been more than that.
Well, that's because
It
both
could be
heads
just in the past,
are in recent history. 'Cause the last
yeah.
Well,
one was during his mom.
2019. Yeah, so 2019. So, yes, there have been others, but they were
Right.
short-lived,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? So there was one during the Obama administration, and that was, I think, maybe a week, not even. It was very short. And then there was one during, oh God, one of the other old white men in the office, during one of their administrations, and it was short-lived as well. This last time he had a shutdown in 2019, it lasted 33 days. We are now on day 32. So he's getting ready to exceed his original first shutdown. And, now it's like, what else is there? So now you're going to take our SNAP benefits away for those that have SNAP and those that have WIC. So the other thing too is WIC and SNAP essentially are under the same umbrella.
Mhm.
People do not understand that some people think that they're two different programs, but also people also think that only minorities are on
Oh,
these
yeah.
benefits.
Well, and which is incredibly interesting given the fact that I mean, we already had a serious influx
Mhm.
of people applying for these benefits
Mhm.
because we've had an obscene amount of layoffs recently.
Right.
The whole, I wanna say housing
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just this week,
Amazon.
just
Yeah, they're another one.
there were like 100,000 people
Mhm.
or over
Yeah.
laid off. It's like,
Yeah.
if they're getting rid of jobs, how are people supposed to then
Mhm.
get
Mhm.
another job?
Mhm.
combined with the inflation of everything,
Yeah.
combined with and I'm not talking about luxury goods. I'm talking about it costs you $7 to get a box of cereal.
Thank you. Thank you. Like there so that takes us into our next segment of how we can overcome. Stay informed, not overwhelmed. We did an episode on being overwhelmed, and I encourage you guys to go back and listen to that on ways how you can better handle the stresses of the world. Check official websites from USDA, local agencies, and your HR department for accurate information. But even then, I feel like HR is not working. Community connections, reach out to local food banks. Unfortunately, a lot of the food banks right now are scarce. They are running out of supplies. Churches, same thing. And community centers may expand during shutdown. So I will say this. You don't have to be religious to go to a church and receive assistance, right? So and I say this because there was once upon a time where I had just bought a car, not even new, but it was new to me. Just bought a car. I was living on my own. I can't say that I was living with my brother, but we had this, we had a condo. I had just bought this car. Everything was great. I lost my job the next week. Right. And I'm like, fuck, how do I pay for this car that I just got, of course, rent and all of this? Well, come to find out that I was also behind on my electric bill, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm about to get fucked," right? And not in a good way. So my mother my mother had her SNAP benefits, and luckily we were able to put food in my house thanks to her. Yes, I said that out loud. So I get home and I'm carrying shit ton of food and I put it all away and my power went out. And I'm like, God, what happens now? And so I had researched this, like all these different things to like try to find a place where I can get my electric bill paid. Right. So I found this church and I call them up and I said, "Hey, I see that you guys assist people who are in trouble, blah, blah, blah." Now, I am not a religious person. I am more spiritual than anything. So me calling this church trying to get some assistance was like out of my well, the lady's like, "Yeah, we can help out. What was the issue?" And I said, "Okay, well, my bill is X amount of dollars." And she goes, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "Okay." And she goes, "Yeah, just give us the where do you want the check sent? Do you want it sent to you or do you want it sent to electric company?" And I said, do not send it to me." And I was like, "Please send it directly to the electric company. Here's my account number." So she takes the account number, she does all the things. Next thing I know, my lights are back on. They paid my entire electric bill at like nothing. She goes, "This is why we have the funds that we do. This is what we use them for are things like this." So when we say, potentially go to churches and see about, us asking for assistance on, your electric bills or clothing, because a lot of them will have like thrift shops, right? The kids need shoes. You can't afford to go out here and buy $200 pair of shoes. First of all, why the fuck are you buying $200 pair of shoes? But you can't go out here and buying that. So go to the church, go to the thrift store. Find these things. Community centers, they're always doing coat drives, backpack drives, food drives, everything. One of the other things is I noticed that as I got back on my feet and realized, okay, now I need to do better, right? Find a job that actually suits me instead of I suit them. I need it to suit me in this moment. So I got another job and I think I was out of work for 2 months, which wasn't terrible. And I didn't feel the pinch, which was like really good. It was really odd. I did, however, get unemployment and I went to the government agency, like the county agency, to try to get SNAP. I was a single person at the time. Do you know the lady told me, "Go have a baby and come back"? Dead ass. She was like, "Look out in the waiting room. What do you see?" And I'm like, "I see families." And she's like, "Exactly." She said, "When you bring me back a child, I will give you X amount of dollars a month. And I'm like, did this shit just really happen? Like, did she really just say this to me? And but now we're in a situation where people now have children and they still can't get these benefits. So, I had my son and we were in a situation that was it was fair, but it wasn't the best, right? And so I tried again getting WIC and SNAP and all that. I got denied because he told me I make too much.
Mhm.
How? How did I make too much? And then, as being in the position that I am as far as work goes, I realize how they start to calculate things. And now I'm kinda like, "Well, shit," because when I have to tell somebody that you're not approved for an apartment because you don't make enough, and they're like, "What do you mean?" Or, "You have to pay me more because your debt to income ratio is now this." They're like, "Well, what does that mean?" Now I'm the one explaining, whereas before, I didn't get that explanation. I had to figure that shit out on my own. But when it comes down to budget adjustments and prioritizing the essentials, your essentials are your rent, you need a roof over your head, utilities, and of course, food. So one of the things that I even tell my residents now, because some of them are furloughed, I tell them go on to budget billing with the electric companies. You don't even have to be furloughed to freaking do that. You can be anybody to do that because
Mhm.
you're paying one set bill.
That's always gonna be.
You know what it's always gonna be each and every month, but the catch is you have to remain at that one address for 12 months for them to get their average, and then that's what you pay.
Yeah.
Um, like my gas bill right now, we could have our heat on 80. My gas bill will never change. AC season, my electric bill will never change, and we be having it cold. It will never change. But what are non-essentials?
Cable.
Who the hell still has cable with all the streaming services, though?
Well, streaming services.
Streaming ser yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Do people of a certain age like their cable, so
true, like, yeah.
But I guess too,
but
kinda double-edged because you could use the internet part of that package.
Yeah,
However, you could use your cell phone typically because now most
mhm,
yeah, have our smartphones have data.
yeah,
Yeah, fast food or,
mhm.
dining out of any sort.
Oh, that's the other thing, when you're saying $7 for a box of cereal, but it's $5 for a biggie bag at Wendy's.
Yeah, but how many meals are you getting out of that box versus the one at,
Well, I mean, how much cereal
Wendy's?
some of us eat cereal, like,
morning, noon, and night.
Yeah.
So you get cereal plus your milk, that's now a
those
$10 meal.
don't drink milk
Oh.
either.
Yeah, I don't yeah, no,
And
So
no,
you chew on cardboard?
I don't.
Oh, you chew on cardboard?
very much broke.
Mhm.
Very few food insecure.
Yeah.
We survived on pasta and cereal,
Mm.
um,
Mhm.
and we didn't always have milk, and we didn't,
Yeah.
and
But you always had water.
ew.
No.
For pasta, yes.
No, there are people who put water in their milk or in their cereal because they don't have milk.
Nope, I would eat it dry.
Yeah.
So,
Or
but
powdered milk.
we would eat cereal for breakfast, lunch, dinner,
Mhm.
snack.
And everything in between.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and same thing with, like, the cheap pastas.
Yeah. Because how many different ways can you make macaroni salad?
Who makes macaroni salad? We would just make enough to eat at the moment, and
I mean, you get creative with it. You get some
You're dealing with picky eaters.
yeah. This is why you're so picky.
there are other reasons why, but it doesn't help.
It doesn't help. That's okay. We'll still give you your bacon and grilled cheese. Ooh. Use community programs for meals or groceries. Again, food banks.
Mhm.
Mhm.
There is for local to our area, there is a place called Move for Hunger that a lot of companies and communities will do food drives for and will donate those non perishables to Catholic Charities, which is local.
There's,
Catholic Charities of America too.
Yes, yeah, that. That
Hunger relief.
Hunger Relief, yeah, they opened up their,
Well, for the
pantry.
for the Leesburg Halloween Parade,
Mhm.
to participate, you had to donate
Yeah.
to Loud Hungry.
I remember way back when we would go to, like, the winter light festivals and stuff, instead of taking payment, they would take a donated food item.
And, like, Latin Hunger Relief
Relief.
has partnered with, like, JK Moving,
Yes.
and JK Moving actually has a farm that
Mm.
they run, and they give all the produce, and
Mm.
they'll get beef and things like that,
Oh, wow.
that they give to them to have to give out.
That's awesome. I love that. And then also maybe switch off, like, instead of shopping at Whole Foods all the time,
Oh, god, no.
now maybe you will go to Aldi or Lidl, but you also gotta be
That's
careful that
pretty good too.
so maybe change the dynamic a bit of instead of spending $1,600 in groceries, you are now spending $400 in groceries. Yeah, going to Costco is great because you can get all your meat in bulk, but be careful, like, unless you have the resources to house all of that, it's not gonna be beneficial.
Yeah, we have a relatively short list of what we get there,
Mhm.
and it's meat,
Yeah.
proteins.
Yep.
We have a big old standing freezer in our garage that
Mhm.
is a deep freeze.
Mhm.
Um, and our kid goes through red meat like it's going out of stock
Yeah. Yeah.
from the time he was
Little.
eating solid food. His
Yeah.
big meal has been filet mignon and rice pilaf.
We don't do a whole lot of filet anymore.
I was about to say, okay, fancy taste palette there. One of the biggest things is I worry about for a lot of people, not just in this moment, but overall, is the mental and emotional
Yeah.
state of everyone.
Well, I mean, I was thinking the other day too, it's a no-win situation
Mhm.
because not feeding people is gonna lead to illness. They're not gonna be able to afford to go to the doctor.
Mhm.
They're not gonna be able to afford the medicines they need.
Mhm.
It's a slippery slope.
It is. It is a very rolls downhill, and right now we are in the muck of it all.
Like the man with a plane dropping poop sandwiches on you saw that, right?
No, I did not.
Oh my god.
The meme during, like, the No King stuff.
Are
Right
you
after the
serious?
cooking stuff, he
Yeah,
did an AI video
Of a plane dropping poop
of
sandwiches?
him
in
flying a
the plane.
plane, bombing people with feces,
That's disgusting.
but with a crown on.
Of course.
Yeah.
Shove that crown up your ass. Um, Remind yourself this is temporary. Practice grounding techniques such as deep breathing, journaling, short walks. Lean on family and friends. Isolation worsens stress.
Mhm.
Resilience isn't about having it all together, it's about getting back up when everything feels uncertain.
It just occurred to me something.
Yeah.
This sounds like abuse victims.
Uh,
Like, resilience,
yeah,
keep going,
yeah.
lean on
Mhm.
Safe support.
yeah,
Yeah, the federal
Um,
government agency, like, they're being abused, like, the workers
yeah,
themselves are abused.
the
This is a form of abuse.
citizen
yeah.
population
Is
is
abused. The human race is under abuse right now. We're not under attack, we're under abuse.
Right, I think we have to have patience with each other
Yes,
because everybody
yes. You never know
is going through something.
something, and you never know what that person is going through. I did see something recently where, somebody may have paid for their coffee, right, in line, and this next person literally had pennies trying to get a cup of coffee, and you didn't know. You were paying it forward, number 1, but you just made that person's day by doing the smallest
Mhm.
of things. Now, I'm not saying go out here and pay for 15 people's cups of coffee,
No.
but what I am saying is, if you have the little bit of extra, why not? I've paid it forward before. I
well, and you can pay it forward with lots of different
you
things.
really can. You can,
Like,
not everybody likes to be touched, but you can give a hug, you can give a
well,
fist
like,
bump, you can give, "Hey, you look
you
beautiful
get
today."
points.
Yeah.
If you sign up for them, which give you discounts everywhere, and if you're maximizing that to try and maximize your spends,
Mhm.
you are good. So, like, yesterday, I took a friend's girls to Ulta because I
Mhm.
had $148 worth of points
Good. That's
and
nice.
just got them a couple little things each 'cause
Yep.
they're tight
Yeah.
at their
Yeah.
house and
And then
need their day.
and honestly, if you guys and I've done this before, I look in my deep freezer and I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm never gonna eat this," or, "Oh, I bought this, but now I can't eat it anymore due to, medical whatever." I'll take it out and I'm like, "Hey, mom, you want this?" Because my mother survives on SNAP. Even just that little action, right? So let's say you go to the grocery store, let's say you go to Aldi or whatever the case is, and you're like, "Oh, I need a couple loaves of bread. Well, let me grab an extra one, right? Or, oh, I need some eggs. And eggs right now have come down a little bit, not enough, but oh, I need some eggs to make this cake. Let me grab an extra dozen. You know what I mean? So it's like just those little things to be like, hey, here, friend, let me help you. Being a resource to people can help as well. You yourself being a resource, and then
Mhm.
also finding actual real resources that can help.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that is important when we talk about balance and trying to, like, be resilient through this
Hmm.
is realizing when you can't fix the world, but you can help people find the answers that will fix their problem.
Mhm. Mhm.
And you don't take everything on like you have to fix it.
Right.
But, if somebody's overwhelmed and can't find the resources they need, as you come across stuff, keep a list, give
Yeah.
them, make connections for people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And that's important, like, find adopting a family. Like, you guys talked about that once before, adopting a family and maybe giving them, like, a Thanksgiving dinner or something, or, Aldi right now is doing this whole feed 10 people Thanksgiving dinner for, like, $40. um, or something like that, maybe cheaper. I don't remember. My husband told me about it, and I was like, "Okay, what's in it?" And at this point, it's like, who cares? So I'm even thinking about, helping out those who can't even get home for Thanksgiving because they can't
Mhm.
afford a plane ticket. They can't aff
Well, is it safe right now?
and is it safe right now with FAA being, furloughed and basically working overtime?
well, and the delays that go with it,
Yeah. Yeah.
with all the cancellations and stuff.
And then second to that is, do I wanna be on the road for 8 to 16 hours to drive home for Thanksgiving and, risk something happening with my car? Now, oh, I don't have money to you know what I mean? So there's, like, all these aspects of, like, different things that it's, like, crazy.
I know we had that conversation with our son last night
Mhm.
because he's due to get his license soon.
Mhm.
So he's been practicing driving
Mhm.
and he hasn't had as much time in the dark.
Yeah.
So we were driving home from our Halloween celebrations last night and he was driving.
Mm.
And I was like, look, when we drove out here, we saw easily half a dozen dead deer.
Mhm.
We cannot afford
Mhm.
to fix the car right now.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
need to be careful.
Yeah. Yeah. So some of the real resources that can help is a website called 211.org, which connects you to local resources of food, rent, utilities. Feed in America will help you find local pantries. Community action agencies will help with utilities, transportation, emergency funds. And then credit unions and local banks, believe it or not, will offer low or no interest loans to furloughed workers. I think the only thing you have to do is show them your paperwork, maybe that you are furloughed. But Kelly, I know you had some other resources that you wanted to share too.
So, and I think what we'll probably do is post this on some of our socials because
Yes.
there's a lot of information reading
Yeah,
it off of
for
here.
sure.
But there are national programs for everything from mortgage relief
Mhm.
to car payment relief to emergency
Utilities. Yeah.
loans, to grants,
Mhm.
to and I mean there it's like multiple automobile makers do
Mhm.
it, multiple banks do it. There are a lot of organizations that are trying to support people through this time.
Yes. Yeah.
Uh, but we do have a post that we'll share that has, I want to say, like 25 different resources
Yeah. There's a lot.
across everything. So look for that on our socials, um, because that will be really useful. The other thing that has been made to happen recently is our governor did the right thing in Virginia. Um,
For once in his life.
yeah, well, I didn't.
Sorry.
But he is making state funds available to fund SNAP,
Yeah.
and he's also making uh monies available to the food banks so they can get more.
More food to assist. So like Kelly said, we will post post the list to our social media. Um, if you have not liked or followed us, please check us out at lifeandchaospodcast.com. And we will also um, be interested in what you have to say. Like, how is this affecting you? Um, how do you feel right now? Right? Life can feel like chaos, especially in today's climate and when things are out of control. Remember that we have power in how we respond. This is a time to unite as communities, share what we can, and look out for one another. If you are feeling anxious, please know you are not alone. We see you.
Dog this morning.
We see you, we stand with you, and we'll get through this together as best as we can. Um, oh man, this is just it's hard because, like you say, be kind to people because you don't know what they're going through. I just hope that we do all come out on the other side of this. I know for sure for our state, we have a election happening relatively quickly,
Mhm.
and
Next Tuesday,
I do hope that
we voted already.
the one I voted for is the one that's coming in to make the right changes. So not only just to protect the citizens of the state of Virginia, but also to protect our children.
Mm-hmm. For
Thank
real.
For real, for real. Thank you all for tuning in to Life in Chaos. If this episode has helped you or you know someone who could benefit from it, please share it.
Yep, and these resources are examples. I mean, they're actual resources for folks who need them. But if you're in a different area,
Not all of those available to everyone.
Yes.
these are the types of resources you should look for in your area as
Yeah.
well.
Absolutely. I did find out that there is a local resource that we have here in our state that wasn't that had closed off receiving new recipients for rental assistance. It's called Loudon Cares, and they basically shut it all down. Like they got to a point where they had too many recipients, like fill out the application and keep going. So don't stop.
Mm-mm.
Right? Keep going, keep doing what you have to do. Keep staying in their face. Like, as always, stand grounded, stay hopeful, and choose strength over fear. Again, visit us at lifeandchaospodcast.com for more information on how to connect with us, listen to our podcast, and follow us on all of our social media. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.
Bye.
Bye.